Okay, so today we're going to continue the lesson about two-dimensional shapes. Last week, Bu Dia have helped you with the topic of area, right? But only not like some of you didn't attend the classes because you're practicing for the MC for the Pilar Film Festival. So I will repeat that a little bit, and we're going to do some exercises to cope to understand more about the area. Okay, so I'm going to explain some of the concept, the basic concept. So I would like you to please listen to the explanation and please answer some questions, or maybe if you want to ask something, just ask. Okay. Okay, here we go. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to start with showing you GeoGebra. Here we go. Share screen, and here we go. Okay. Udah kelihatan ya? Okay. Okay, so we're going to talk again, guys, the concept of from two-dimensional shape, which is about area. Previously, we have learned about perimeter, right? So I'm gonna repeat that also a little bit. I'm gonna go here. So let's go back to this slide, do this note about perimeter, right? So when we're talking about perimeter, right? So perimeter is the concept, very basic concept of perimeter is distance around the shape. So whenever you have a two-dimensional shape and you want to find the perimeter, the only thing that you need to do is to add all of side length of that shape, right? So remember that the shapes needs to be closed, yeah? So if it's not closed, it's not going to be two-dimensional shape. For example, like this is not a, I mean, like, it's not, yeah, this is a two-dimensional shape, but it's not closed yet. But if you have like, you close it like this, and you have A, B, C, D as the length of the all of the side. So when you want to calculate the perimeter, you only need to add A plus B plus C plus D. That's it, right? That's the only basic concept that we're learning from perimeter. Now we're going to learn the concept of area. Okay, so I'm gonna go back here, concept of area. And I'm gonna go back here, guys, and show you this image here. Okay, so I have this image over here. Okay. Okay, so I am going to ask you a question. Since I know that you have learned this in elementary school, so I believe that you can answer this question. Okay, I'm going to start with Raihan. Raihan, I have this rectangle here. Can you tell me what is the area of that rectangle? Raihan. Sebentar, saya ya. Ini areanya berapa ya? Ini rectangle ini nih. Ini luasnya berapa luasnya? Ini. Gimana Raihan? Raihan di unmute aja, jangan di mute, ya kedengaran. Nah, luasnya berapa? Raihan, halo. Apakah Raihan ada di situ?
360 kan?
Bukan. Itu mah angle-nya. Itu mah angle ya, bukan area. Luas. Masih ingat konsep luasnya, guys? Oke, saya ke Aruni deh. Aruni, what do you think, Aruni? What is the area of this rectangle? This rectangle.
Rumusnya.
Enggak, berapa hasilnya? Saya mau, ya hasilnya aja berapa? Silakan Aruni.
Saya mikir bentar, Pak.
Gimana? Oke, saya tulis ya panjangnya ya, guys. Ini kan like this one is 3 units gitu kan. Ini kan 3 units ya. Ya. Ya enggak sih? Ini 3 kan? Ya kan? 3 kan? Nah. Terus ini 2. Nah. Jadi areanya berapa?
6, Pak.
Berapa?
6.
6. Oke. 6 ya. Sebentar ya, guys. Okay, so next question, guys. Yes, it is 6. Question. What do you get the 6? Saya mau ke Ali. Ali. What do you think we get Arini get the 6? Yes, the 6 is the correct answer, yes. But question, where do we get that 6? Gimana, Ari? Ada yang tahu?
2 kali 3, Pak.
2 kali 3, yes. 2 kali 3. Jadi kalau ini saya tulis ya, kalau in English ya kita sebutnya length gitu ya. This is the length. This is the width gitu ya. So area of this rectangle is just length times width, where we know that the length is 3 and the width is 2. That will be equal to 6. Okay, so here's my next question. What is actually we're calculating in here? Kita lagi ngitung apa sih di sini, itu pertanyaan. Yang 6 itu apa gitu? 6 apa sih gitu. Okay, I'm gonna illustrate with something, guys. I'm gonna stop sharing. I'm gonna stop share dulu. Okay, here we go. Okay, here I have a pencil case. Ya, saya punya pencil case. Ya, pencil. Ada pencil. Terus saya hitung di sini misalnya. Ya, I have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pen. Okay, I have 5 pen in this jar. I'm gonna say it's jar. Yeah, I have 5 pen in a jar. I know what I'm counting. I'm counting how many pen. Ya, how many pen. Okay, ngerti ya? Itu ya maksudnya. Ya. Pertanyaannya balik lagi, guys. I'm gonna go back to the question again. I'm gonna share my screen again, guys. Here we go. Okay. Question. What are we calculating here? Kalau tadi saya ngitung berapa banyak pulpen gitu di sini. Kalau ini apa sih yang kita hitung? Di sini apa sih yang kita hitung? What are we calculating in here? Bukan perimeter ya, perimeter ya perimeter. Ya. Area ya area. Tapi pertanyaannya area itu kita ngitungin apa sih? Akasha, can you help me? Ya, benar ya.
Centimeter square.
Centimeter square. Oke, if it's centimeter ya. Tapi kalau ini meter gimana? Jadi meter dong. Ya kan? Oke, itu jadi that's unit ya, unitnya. Misalnya ini centimeter ya, centimeter square. Tapi pertanyaan lagi, the question goes back. What are we calculating in here? Kita ngitungin apa sih?
Pak.
Yeah, of course, ya.
I really like finding the area inside the shape. Okay, I don't know.
Yes, area inside the shape. Yes, actually, yes, inside the shape.
Oh.
But again, the question, yes, Sharon, yes, that is correct. But I want to have a more detailed answer. What are we calculating inside? What is it inside this shape? What is it inside the shape? Ada apa sih di dalam shape ini? Ada apa? Gitu. Ada pulpen, ada pensil, ada air, ada apa?
The area enough for objects inside the shape?
The object. Okay, what is the object? Yes, it is an object. What is the object? Can you name the name of the object that we're calculating? Okay, thank you, Sharon. Nice one. Okay, I'm gonna tell you what it is. Actually, guys, we're counting how many square inside the shape. How many square? Can you see that? Actually, if I draw something in here, guys, you can see that we have squares. Okay, I'm gonna use a green. See, this is a square, right? This is also a square. This is also a square, right? This is also a square. This is a square, and this is a square, right? So inside the shape, we have squares. How many squares do we have? Okay, let's count it. Okay, let's say we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Here we go. So you need to understand the basic concept of area itself. What are we actually calculating or counting in the shape? Yes, calculating an object, calculating the area, but what is it inside the shape? It is a square, right? So that's why ya tadi Akasha bilang ya, Pak ini jadinya centimeter square. Oke, ini dibacanya apa guys? In English. Centimeter square ya nggak? Centimeter square. So that is what we're calculating. We're calculating squares gitu ya. That's why we we read it as centimeter square because we're calculating square. Gitu ya, okay? So that's the basic concept. So if I write that down in definition, guys, I'm gonna go back here. So the definition of the what do you call it? The area, yeah. So I would like you to write this down, guys. So area, the definition of area itself is how the number of square unit, yeah, square units. Yeah, so guys, the units, it depends on the square. I mean, like if it's in centimeter, so you'll get centimeter square. If it's in meter square, and so on, so on. Yeah. So the number of square units that cover the surface of a closed figure. Yeah, this figure, of course, is going to be two-dimensional shape because we're talking about two-dimensional shape. Okay, so please write this down as the definition of the area. Okay, so let's go back again. When we're talking about area, we're actually calculating how many squares inside, how many square unit inside that shape. Okay, so it needs to be a closed figure. Okay, so again, you will find it by just calculating, right? This is calculating or counting, yeah, the number of square, inside, yeah, the shape. Okay, so just calculating number of squares inside the shape. So let's go back again. I'm gonna show you this again. So when you are given this formula here, it's not just by chance, okay, ada formulanya terus pakai enggak. But we need to know where do we get this actually, okay? So when we go back to this rectangle, I'm gonna draw it here maybe, okay? So if I have a rectangle, right? If I have a, kok nggak berubah? Harusnya berubah nih guys. Oh, okay, so if I have this rectangle here, for example, yeah, and I'm gonna make it, sorry guys, so I think I'm gonna make that, oh agak ngelag ya, sebentar ya, a little bit laggy here. Okay, ngelagnya lumayan. Okay, I'm gonna draw it again. 1, 2, 3, 4, boom. Okay, here we go. Okay, so whenever we want to, again, guys, when we say length times width, the area of a rectangle, yeah, the area of rectangle is equals to length times width. Where do we get that? Actually, guys, remember in multiplication, because this is a multiplication, actually it's a repetition addition, right? So we have two lines, right? We have two lines, we have two, yeah, 1, 2 lines. And then we have 3 column, 1, 2, 3, right? So basically you just like, oh, adding 3 2 times, right? This is like 3 plus 3, 3 plus 3. 3 plus 3 is equals to 3 times 2. That is going to be the length times the width, right? So basically when you get all of that formulas that you have, right? So basically we're using algebra to write down the formula for you to make it easier for us to find the area of a shape. Okay. Okay, now let's go back again here. I'm gonna go back to GeoGebra again. Here we go. How about this shape over here? Okay. Okay, thank you. Tadi Sharon udah. Sudah. I'm gonna ask. Ya silakan yang mau ke toilet. Okay, I'm gonna ask Arkan this time. Arkan, what do you think this triangle, what is the area of this triangle? Arkan. Okay, this is 2, this is 3, yeah? This is 2 and this is 3. 2 unit and 3 unit. Okay, what do you think, Arkan?
Not sure how to count it yet, Pak, because last time I wasn't pleasant during math because I was
Yeah, no problem. No problem. What do you think? Because we know that the concept is actually like calculating how many squares, but do we have all of them as a square? What do you think? Yang lain boleh ya guys kalau mau bantu. Silakan.
Pak, can I try?
Yes, of course, Sharon. Yes.
Height times breadth divided by 2.
Okay, height times base divided by 2. And that will be equals to,
That will be 3.
okay, so it's 2 times 3 divided by 2. That will be equals to 3. Okay, thank you, Sharon. Yeah. Yes, it is like that. But the question is, again, where do we get this formula actually? When we're talking about the area of a triangle, right? That will be like half times base times height, right? Or base times height divided by 2 is the same thing. Why do we need to divide that by 2? That's a question. What do we,
Pak,
what
can I
do,
try again?
yeah, of course, of course.
So because a triangle is like half of a rectangle, so you have to like do height times breadth and then you divide it by 2.
Okay, very good, Sharon. Yes, it is. Because this is like half of that. So if we go back to the rectangle that I've just shown you guys, if I show it again, right? So basically this triangle is just half of that because we cut that so that we have 2 equal parts. So I'm gonna screen this again, guys. So to make it clear, right? So if I cut this into like this, right? Right, so yeah, sorry guys, it should be I'm gonna use a ruler to make it neat. Okay, for example, here I am going to cut this so that we have 2 equal parts. Ya, mungkin nggak terlalu pas ya, tapi it's okay lah. Yeah. So basically this part A and part B is the same, right? They're the same. They have the same area. So this guy is actually this guy. So that's why when we have that formula, the area of a triangle, that will be the base times the height divided by 2. Why do we need to divide by 2? Because basically it's just this and it divided by 2 because it's just half of that. So question again, why is it different? Why is this is named base and height? The previously, why is it length and width? So basically it's the same thing. So I'm gonna tell you the basic concept of actually on how to calculate area. Basically, guys, it's just the base times the height. That's it. Okay. So you don't really need to remember all of the formulas if you don't want to. I am a person that is very bad at memorizing. So instead of memorizing all of the formulas, I use this concept and understand, oh yeah, if I want to know the what they call the area of a shape, I only need to find the base and the height, right? And when the base and the height should be perpendicular. Okay, so please note this down, that it needs to be perpendicular. If it's not perpendicular or make a 90-degree, then it's not the base and the height. For example, if I have this line over here, this guy here, this is not going to be, if I choose this as the base, right? This as a base, this is not going to be the height because it's not making a 90-degree angle. Okay. So if it's making a 90-degree angle like this, then it's the height. So if this is the base and this is going to be the height. Okay, so if I go back here again in rectangle, it doesn't matter if you name this not with length and width, you can name it with base and height, the same exact thing. Yeah, so what is the area, what is the formula of area of a rectangle? Base times height. It doesn't matter. You can write down length times width. You can write it on base times height. It doesn't matter. It's just the name, but the concept is just like the base and the height needs to be perpendicular. Okay. Okay, let's go to the next one. I'm gonna draw another shape, guys, and I would like you to again figure out the area. Okay, I'm gonna use I'm gonna make a polygon here. Okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. Oke, silakan. Siapa yang mau coba? Ini areanya berapa ya? Ini tadi konsepnya. It's just the base times the height. That's it. Base times height. The base and the height needs to be perpendicular or making a 90-degree angle. Oke, silakan guys. Bagaimana? Ini kok banyak yang off cam ya? Kenapa ini banyak off cam? Niki ke toilet. Nadia belum on cam. Tadi yang yang izin ke toilet siapa aja nih? Banyak sekali. Uh. eh. Oke, Kiko apakah sudah kembali? Oh sudah. Kiko boleh. Kiko coba. Oke, what do you think, Kiko? What is the area of this shape?
Itu shape-nya
Paralelogram ya? Atau jajar kenjang? Pertanyaannya balik lagi. Ini luasnya berapa ya?
luas kan ya, Pak?
Ya, luas. Betul.
Hmm.
Betul luas. Ini 1 senti ya. Ibaratnya gini ya, ini 1 unit lah. Ini 1 unit. Segini ini 1 unit. Gimana? Ingat tadi konsepnya, cuman base kali height. That's it. Base kali height. Itu doang.
Berarti
Hmm.
IJ kali HK atau gimana, Pak?
Ya, base-nya yang mana? Ini kan ada HKJI ya, IJKL ya, IJKH, IJK. Base-nya yang mana?
HK.
HK, oke. Base-nya ada yang HK. Kalau base-nya HK, height-nya yang mana? Apakah IH atau JK atau ada lagi yang lain?
JK sama IH.
Ini jadi height-nya? Benar nggak? Menurut kamu gimana? Gini deh yang paling gampang ilustrasinya. Kalau kamu ngukur tinggi badan kamu lah misalnya. Kamu harus berdiri lurus begini atau boleh sambil duduk begini, menyandar?
Harus sambil berdiri, Pak.
Harus berdiri tegak ya, tegak ya. Tegak itu
Iya.
membentuk sudut berapa derajat ya?
Straight line, Pak.
Nah, ini maksud saya kalau kamu tegak nih, kamu di sini gitu ya. Ini ada lantai gitu ya. Kamu sama lantai membentuk sudut berapa derajat?
90.
90 degree. Oke, pertanyaannya. Kalau kamu pilih JK sebagai height, apakah ini 90 derajat?
Enggak, Pak.
Enggak. Oke, cari yang 90 derajat berarti dong. Jadi gimana dong kira-kira? Kita perlu bikin garis baru nggak? Buat nentuin height-nya. Perlu ya?
Iya, Pak.
Kamu maunya dari mana? Dari titik mana? H, I, J, atau K? Untuk
K.
K, oke. Dari K ya. Kemana nih? Saya harus kemana nih K-nya? Ke bawah,
Berarti
ke kiri,
ke
kanan, atas?
atas.
Ke atas ya? Lurus ya ke atas ya?
Iya.
Nah, ini dia nih. Oke, sorry ya. Gambarnya agak lurus. Oke. Ini berapa nih panjangnya nih? Garis merah ini. Berapa tuh? Kalau tadi ini 3 ya? Ya nggak sih? Ini 3 kan?
Iya,
1, 2, 3. Berarti tingginya berapa?
2.
2. Berarti areanya berapa?
3 kali 2.
3 kali 2 sama dengan
6.
Nah, gitu. Oke, thank you ya. Oke ya, guys. Jadi ngerti ya maksudnya like the concept is just like baseline. No matter how the shape is, as long as like bawahnya sama atasnya sama gitu ya. Ini sama-sama 3 ya, guys. Ini 3, ini juga 3 gitu. Jadi bawah sama atasnya itu sama ya. Kecuali trapezium ya. Intinya like if you want to find the area, just like baseline, that's it actually. When you go back to apa namanya tadi triangle, base times height iya, tapi bagi 2 karena kita tahu itu like itu kan tinggal rectangle bagi 2 aja gitu kan. Ya enggak sih? Gitu ya. That's the concept. Saya pengen kalian ngerti konsepnya guys. Saya nggak mau cuma ngasih like the formulas and then ya udah selesai. Ya, oke. Next shape. Okay, so I'm gonna prove that this is 6 ya. So I have actually di sini ada ininya guys. Ada toolsnya ya. Misalnya kita pengen tahu areanya berapa. Kita tinggal klik ini nih areanya. Tuh, 6 kan? Nah, ada. Keren kan? Keren ini GeoGebra. Balik ke sini ya. We want to know the area of the shape. That will be 6. We want to know the area of the shape. It will be 3 ya. Tadi kita udah dapat ya. Okay. Okay, now we're going to talk about trapezium. Yeah, trapezium. This is a little bit different. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna make it trapezium here, guys. So mana tadi ya? Construct a polygon. Okay, here we go. Okay, this time I'm gonna make it like this. This is a trapezium. Okay. Okay, now. Jangan ini deh. Bentar. Kayaknya terlalu kecil. I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger ya. Okay, 1. Okay, here we go. I have this trapezium. Another question, guys. What is the area of the shape? Silakan, siapapun boleh coba. Ingat ya, guys. Semua keaktifan kalian tuh dinilai ya. Silakan, guys. I'm gonna show it again. I'm gonna show the size. Yeah, this is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. This is 6. This is 1, 2, 3. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, and 2 and 3, and yo, udah selesai. Okay. Okay, I only need these 3 information to find the area of the shape. Oke, silakan kalau kalian punya rumus nggak apa-apa, pakai aja rumusnya. Jadinya berapa? Silakan, mungkin Miki, mungkin Kay, Aziza, mungkin Bunga, Elia. Oke, ya, kayaknya Aruni lagi ngitung. Ali juga kayaknya lagi ngitung ya. Silakan, boleh. Langsung unmute boleh, di chat boleh, guys. Saya tunggu 1 menit, jangan kelamaan. 30 detik, 20 detik. The area of this trapezoid. This is a trapezoid. Okay. And the question is again, what is the area of the shape? If I want to find it by using like calculating how many squares, I can, oh, nih Pak, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. We have 12 ya. Tapi this guy, misalnya 13. Ini kan like, it's not a full square ya, this one. Ya kan? Okay. I'm gonna give you another hint, guys. Actually, we can split this into like 2 parts, right? That this one is a rectangle and this one is a triangle, right? If you don't want to use the formulas, you can just like, oh ya area ini berapa, tinggal ditambah, right? Oke, ada yang chat. Nah, udah ada yang chat nih. Oke. Ada nih set 15. Oke, yang lain? Oke. Oke, kita buktikan ya. Apakah 15 atau bukan? Let's go to the GeoGebra again, and let's click the area and then click this, and yes, it is 15. So again, where do we get the 15? Okay, so let's go back here and try to find out where do we get that 15. Actually, we have 12 in here, right? So the right side over here, guys, this is like we have 12 of that. So we needed 3, right? This is 2. The base is 2. The height is 3, and we know that this is a triangle. So the area of this triangle here, that will be like 3 times 2 divided by 2, that will be equal to 3. And 3 plus 12 equals to 15. Or if you still remember when you are in elementary school, I'm pretty sure that your teacher gave you the formula, right? The area of a trapezoid itself is actually the, let's say this is A and B. So what A and B are 2 parallel lines of a trapezoid. So it's A plus B divided by 2, and then you multiply by the height. Okay, this is the area of trapezoid. Okay, you can write this down if you want, but it doesn't matter for me if you want to write it down. Yeah. So just basically, guys, we only need to understand the concept that is actually we're just calculating how many squares inside the shape. That's it. Okay, you don't really need to use the what do you call it, the formula if you don't want to. You just, yeah, how many squares inside? There we go. Right? But we are going to use that because yes, it will help us to understand more about more complex shapes, right? Because this is just the basic shape and we have that. Okay. Okay, now the last part here is I'm going to show you one more shape. Yeah. The shape that I'm going to make is call it a kite. Okay, kite. I'm gonna make a kite polygon. Here we go. Okay, here we go. This is the kite that I'm going to make. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, and this guy over here. Okay. Okay. So this is what I'm going to make, guys. Again, what is the area? Okay. Is there any?
Pak, can I
Yeah,
check?
yeah, of course.
Do we have to like divide it into 2 triangles?
Oh, if you want to, that's fine.
Okay.
So, which triangle do you want? This, if I divide this is a triangle. This is a triangle. We have 2. Yeah, you can do that. Triangle 1 and triangle 2. That's fine. Again, guys, there's actually, I'm not going to give you, I mean, like, you have the formulas if you want to see it. I mean, like, you have learned this in elementary school, right? So you can use the formula if you want, but I'm going to like discuss this in a more conceptually. Yeah, the concept. Where do we get that actually? We can start from here. Okay, so I have a triangle here and I have a triangle in here. So let's say I have triangle A. Okay, so this triangle A, I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger. Triangle A, this guy. Okay, this triangle over here. Okay, so that shape is going to be, which one is the base then? If I take that as a, I'm gonna draw another line actually. On the line here, I'm gonna help you with the calculation by just drawing two additional lines in here. Okay, I'm gonna use this. I'm gonna use other color maybe for the, no, I'm gonna use the green. Okay, there we go. Okay, so I have those two additional lines inside, right? Inside that shape, right? And what do you think that line will help us? How do you think that line will help us calculate the area without using the formulas? Okay, actually there is a formula. If you browse it, you can like, oh, this is the area. This is the formula of the area of a kite or a rhombus. This is the same thing. Okay, okay, I'm gonna tell you how to do it actually, guys. When you don't want to use the formula, actually we can do something like this. Okay, so assume that this is the same with this one, right? So actually I can cut this, right, and put it here. If I cut that and put it there, that will be a rectangle, right? I put, sorry, let's say this is X. I'm gonna put X and put it here. What happened here? We have a rectangle, right? And that rectangle, the area is 2 because this is 1 and 2 squares. The same thing if I have this guy over here, right, as a triangle, I'm going to put that here, right? I'm gonna put it here. Let's say this is Y. I'm gonna put Y in here, just like flipping that and then put it here. And then what do we have in here? Another rectangle, right? What is the area of this rectangle? We have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and this is 6. So which means that the area of this kite is just basically 8, right? Because 2 plus 6 is equals to 8. If you don't want to use the calculator, I mean, like the formula. But actually, there is a formula for this. Okay, I'm gonna erase that a little bit. There is a formula for that, which is the diagonal 1 times diagonal 2, if you still remember. Diagonal 1 times diagonal 2, and then divided by 2. Actually, again, we have the formula, but you can use a formula later, but I would like you to understand, again, the basic concept. So where do we get that? Okay. There you go. Okay. So let's say the PR and the QS are the diagonals, okay, D1 and D2. So the area will be D1 times D2 divided by 2. So this is actually the formula that you get. So let's prove that it is actually correct. Okay, so in here, guys, the PR, right? The PR is 4 units, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 4 units. All right, that 4. And then the QS, right? That's the other diagonal, QS. That will be equals to 1, 2, 3, another 4. Yeah? That's 4, right? So if I use this formula and assume that the PR and the QS are the diagonals, so the area will be equals to 4 times 4 divided by 2. 4 times 4 is 16. 16 divided by 2 is equals to 8. And you get the same exact answer. Okay, so again, I'm not going to tell you, I mean, like, yeah, this is how we calculate it. I mean, like, in like, generally when you're in elementary school, but I really need you to understand the concept. Where do we get that number actually without using the calculator or without using the formulas? Okay.
But can I ask?
Yes, of course, Sharon.
So you showed us 2 processes, right? So if you actually like give us like assignments, do you like use the first one or the second one, or can you like use both?
Actually, in method, you're asking about the method, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, the method, actually, you can use any method you want. It doesn't really matter for me, not for me. But to make it easier for us to calculate, we use formula, right? We use this formula, the formula that you have already learned in elementary school, right? Right now, I just want you to know, I mean, like, we don't just like use it. We use the formula, but we need to know, okay, this formula actually works if for the concept. The concept that we know previously is that area is basically just calculating how many squares inside a shape, right? And then we actually prove that is, oh yeah, if we can use this formula, or we could just like calculate it like one by one. We can actually do that. But in some shape that's not like this, right? For example, like a compound shape, we can't use just one formula. We might use different formulas, like a couple of formulas, and then combined by one. So to answer the question again, yeah, you can use any method you want as long as it is systematic. Yeah, itu ya caranya. So again, you can choose. If you're comfortable with using formula, then use formula. It's fine. But if you're not very comfortable, I'm more comfortable in using just like the basic concept. Oh yeah, just cut that and put it here and so on, so on. You can use that. Yeah, gitu ya. But again, when we're in when you're in elementary school, you are learning on like the abstract or the concrete, ya. Concrete ya, lebih kepada ngeliat, oh iya ini 1, 2, 3 ada square-nya. But when you were in junior high school, senior high school, and in college, you're going to learn a lot of abstract things where we just like write down X, Y, Z, and so on without even seeing the actual shape. Yeah, that's why we need the formula. Okay, so to close the concept of area, I'm going to write down all of the what we call it, all of the area of the formulas of the area of two-dimensional shape, in which you have already learned in elementary school. Okay, so I'm going to write down shape in here. Okay, the shape are, the first one is the square, right? The square, and the area will be S square. S is the side flank. And the second one is the rectangle, and the area will be length times width, but basically again, it's just like base times height. And the third one is going to be a triangle. So triangle is, the area of a triangle is base times height divided by 2. Okay. Number 4, trapezoid, no, parallelogram. Okay, parallelogram. And the area is just base times height. Okay, and next one is the trapezoid, and the area will be a plus b, where a plus b are the parallel lines, and then times the height. And then number 6 is going to be a rhombus and a kite. Yeah, rhombus and a kite has the same exact formula for the area. That will be diagonal 1 times diagonal 2 divided by 2. Actually, we have one more, which is the circle, right? Circle. The circle is area is equals to pi r squared, but we're not going to talk a lot for this. We're going to talk a lot about this in grade 8, yeah. But I'm just going to show you the formula that we use to calculate the area of a circle. Okay. So please, everyone, I would like you to write this down. Again, it doesn't matter if you want to use it or not, as long as you use systematical ways on how to answer questions, doesn't matter. But if this is also going to help you for the quiz, yeah, the quiz later on. Again, guys, you can open your book. Yeah, you can use a calculator for the quiz. Yeah. So it is a good idea for you to write down the formula. Okay, I'm going to give you 1 minute to write it down, and then we're going to do some exercises in here. And please take your exercise book, and then we're going to do this exercise, and please write it down there, and then you're going to submit it in Edmodo. Yeah, I'm going to give you 1 minute to write down the formula of these shapes. Oke, thank you ya, tadi Sharon sudah bertanya banyak. Terima kasih banyak. Yeah, I love questions. Okay. I need a tissue. What is the tissue? Tissue. Aduh guys, saya batuknya ini nggak hilang-hilang nih udah 1 bulan guys. Nggak 1 bulan sih, 3 minggu lah. Don't know why. The weather. Yeah, one of the reason is the weather. Maybe the weather's quite unfriendly. Sometimes it's rain, sometimes it's very, very hot. And you know, we don't get the chance to get a sunlight in the morning, which is the vitamin D actually. Okay, let's go to the exercise now. Please get your exercise book ready because you're going to write this down in your exercise book and submit it in a note, okay? Okay, here we go. Let's start from the first question. Here we go. Okay, so not perimeter ya, perimeter nggak usah. Di area aja, ya. Okay, so I'm gonna erase that. We don't need the perimeter. Yeah. Okay, I would like you to calculate the area of the shape. Okay, I'm gonna show you the example. Okay, let's go from number 1. Okay, please draw this and write down the process. So lang ya, draw it and write the process. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna show you how to do it. For example, number 1. Okay. So number 1, this is a triangle. This is an isosceles triangle. And we have already, I just gave you the formulas. You can use the formulas, right? Because there's no grid in here. So it's better for you to use the formula, okay? So the first thing you do is to write down the formula if you have the formula. So the area of a triangle is the base, right? Times the height divided by 2. Okay. Question. What is the base? So what's the base length and what is the height length? Langsung di-unmute aja guys. Oke, yang belum jawab boleh nih Bunga, Elia boleh, Niki boleh, Sharon lagi juga boleh. Sharon silakan boleh.
Pak.
Yep.
Do you like count the triangle first? The one there's like 2 triangles, right? So can we like just count it one by one and then we add it up to like?
Yeah, actually
do it?
yes, but there is a but actually it's easier for us to just like, okay, we have that numbers, right? So we have these and these. Just choose which one is the base and which one is the height. That's going to be an easier way to do it. So what do you think, Sharon? Which one is the base and which one is the height from these 3?
The base is 30 centimeters
Okay, good. And
the height is 12 centimeters.
Okay, so question. Why do you choose the 12, not the 9 as the height?
Because I thought the 9 was like for the. Oh, wait, no, I mean the height is the 9.
Okay, why do you choose the 9 now?
Because it's an. Wait, what? Wait, I'm confused.
Okay, I'm gonna go back. Yeah, if we have a rectangle, if we have this as the base, this is going to be the height because note this, because it makes a 90-degree angle. Just remember that the base and the height needs to be perpendicular, needs to be 90 degrees. So if you choose the 30 as the base, you can actually choose the 12 as the base. You can do that. But if in this question, generally we will see that the 30, this line here, as the base, right? Okay, the question is, which of the 9 and the 12 makes a 90-degree angle with the base?
9.
The 9, there you go. Okay, that's the reason, ya. Okay, gimana Sharon? Paham ya? Maksudnya ya?
Yeah, I understand now.
Yeah, okay, yeah. So you choose the 9. Again, guys, you don't choose the 12 because the 12 doesn't make a 90-degree angle with the 30, right? Gitu ya. Jadi, again, understanding the concept because basically it's just like base times height. That's it, base times height, base times height. Whether it's like divided by 2 or maybe like, yeah, divided by 2, that's it, right? So this is divided by 2 again, guys. So it's 30 times 9 divided by 2, we can just cross this, right? We can cross that, divided by 2, get 15. And then 15 times 9, you can just calculate that manually or using the calculator, and you write down here. And remember, guys, because this is in centimeter, you write down centimeter square. Again, the square, because we're calculating how many squares inside the shape. Yeah. Okay, silakan. Okay, for number 1, I gave you the method and how to do it. And please write this down in your calculator, your exercise book, on your exercise book, right? And then you can do number 2. Okay, I'm gonna give you 2 minutes to write down number 1 and number 2. Yeah, 2 minutes. Langsung ya, ditulis guys, langsung ditulis. Nanti langsung difoto, langsung submit ya. Oke. Ini Bima kemana ya? Haven't seen Bima. Oke. Yes, Aruni. Ya, maaf ya Aruni, saya baru baca. Terima kasih. Aruni juga jawabnya sama dengan Sharon. Sip. Arigato gozaimashita. Ditulis ya. Kalau kalian nggak di sini, kalian nggak akan selesai. Apa namanya? Tugasnya. Oh, ini buat datang lagi. Halo. Now can you use your screen? Sebentar ya, saya stop chat dulu. Wait. Cotto matte kudasai. Here we go. Oke, kelihatan ya? Mudah-mudahan inian saya ini bagus nih. Internet saya lagi bagus sebenarnya sih. Oke, saya save-kan dulu sebentar ya. Cotto matte kudasai. Oke. Kita tinggal bersembilan ya. Tinggal ber4 kali 3, 9. Oh ya, oke. Gimana? Lanjut ya, nomor 3 ya. Okay, I'm gonna show you number 3. Okay, number 1, I assume that you have draw it and write it down. Again, guys, you need to write down the process. Yeah, the process is very, very important. Write down the formula first, and then plug in all of the numbers that you know from the question, and then calculate that. You can use a calculator if you want. But if you think that you can do it manually, do it manually. If you think you're having difficulties in doing it manually, you can use a calculator. Okay. Okay, here we go. This is number 3. Okay, I'm gonna show you like 1 minute for each of the picture. I'm gonna pause that a little bit. Okay. Ding dong. Oh, shit. I have 6 questions for you guys, yeah? I have 6 questions. 6. Itu baru 3. Okay. Biasa. Gampang kok. Ya, easy. Piece of cake. Kan rumusnya udah ada tadi ya. Okay, number 1 is a triangle. Number 2 is a rectangle. Number 3 is a parallelogram, right? That is a parallelogram. So please be careful with the, what do you call it? The base and the height. Like I said before, guys, the very basic concept when you're calculating area is just base times height. That's it, okay? And just remember that the base and the height needs to be perpendicular. So I'm gonna give you an example. So for example, for number 3 here, if you choose this, okay, you can choose the 14 as the base, but actually guys, you can choose the 10 as the base also. But if you choose the 10 as the base, you need to, wait, if you choose the 10 as the base, you need to write a line in here, right? So that it will be 90 degrees with that 10. But we don't have that, right? So that's why it's better for you to use the 14 as the base. Yeah. Okay. Okay, I'm going to pause my Okay, so lang ya. So for the area of a trapezoid, right, you have that formula where a plus b over 2 divided by 2 multiplied by the h, where h is the height again. So A and B are the two parallel lines. Okay, so if you see two lines like this, right, remember that parallel lines are lines that will never intersect. And if you see that they're been given a arrow, some arrow like this, a sign, means that these two lines are parallel. So that will be the A and the B, okay? So one of them will be the base. Yeah, one of them will be the base. Yeah, it can be A or it can be B. Just remember that when you want to pick which one is the H, right? Make sure that the H is perpendicular to A and B, right? Needs to be perpendicular, needs to be 90, needs to make a 90-degree angle. So it needs to be, if I draw something like this will not be the height because it's not 90-degree, right? It's not 90-degree. So you need to make sure that it is 90-degree angle. Okay. Okay, so actually that's it for today. And I hope that you can do all of the, like answer all of the questions. Again, guys, you need to write it down in your on your exercise book, and please write down the process as I have shown you before and submit it on time before 8 o'clock today. Yeah. Is there any other question, guys? Jacob? Okay, thank you very much for today. I'll be seeing you again on Friday. Thank you. Dada, bye-bye. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thank you, guys.
Bye.
You're welcome. Thank you, everyone. Nadira, Elia, Aruni. Thank you. See you again. Thank you. Bye-bye.